Bourbon Barkeep, my name's Curtis. I said this about the Little Book. It still kind of remains true, to be fair. Little Book, one of my favorite releases of the year. You'll notice this is not Little Book, so this is kind of a weird intro. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, probably my favorite releases of the year. I feel like even those average ones, you're just kind of like, you know what? For that age and that proof, just delightful. Now, the hype has kind of started to take off in this B batch. Haven't seen too many reviews yet, but the ones I have seen, hype train's starting to take off. Let's get a sober down review and see, are we back? Heaven Hill's latest Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B525 hit the markets out here. This is 525, as I mentioned. That should be May. It's not May, it's August. I just got my hands on it. We get bookers a little early, so I can't complain too much, but Elijah in August, it's a tough draw, but I digress. This guy, one of my favorite releases, as I mentioned in the intro. This one, still under that 12 years, still not pumped about it, but in terms of value, you're talking $75 for 11 years, 6 months old. That is just the youngest whiskey. Could be older in there. Probably not, but we can hope. And 126.2 proof. Still up there in proof. Excited for it. Let's get it on the nose and see. Do we need to slow down this hype train? Let's see. Like, subscribe. I always forget that. I don't know why you would like and subscribe so early. I never remember at the end. I don't think you make it to the end, so I don't know when to do it, but we did it. All right, that's rich. It's rich, nice oak, great brown sugars in there, black cherry for sure. That oak giving me a little funk, not in a bad way, but that molasses, dark brown sugars, that black cherry really on the forefront. That richness is coming back. I'm encouraged. I think I'm going to take back that oak funk. I feel like there is the nice rich oak in there, but I feel like there should be a differentiator between kind of this damp oak that sometimes I get. What's one? I feel like I pick it up on like Colonel E.H. Taylor, the small batch. For some reason, I just feel like they just left it out in the woods during a rain. I still really enjoy it. This one, I'm going to reel that back in a little bit. I don't think it's that damp oak. I think it's a nice rich oak in there. I do think there's like this butteriness to it, like this toffee and chocolate kind of intermingled in there. That's kind of giving it a little earthy vibe. As it starts to open up, I do feel like it's coming into more like a butteriness and chocolatey and overcooked caramel. So I'm going to reel that back. I don't know. I feel like we can be transparent. Things evolve, right? As this sits in the hand, this is one of those things to where you're like, I need to review it. But as this opens up, that toffee that I was on the fence with, it's toffee. Yeah, nailed toffee. Bright toffee, not bright. Why did I say bright? I'm thinking orange. Orange peel is giving like this little brightness, little sweetness in the back end. But when you're talking about the power rankings of smell at this point, dark brown sugar, toffee, black cherry, and I'm going to say chocolate. I'm going to go there. Love this nose, very rich. I wouldn't say inviting, to be fair, but boy, this is encouraging at least. Let's get on the palate. Whoa, wow. Whew. Okay. Holy hell. Okay. 126.2. You feel that. You feel that on that first sip. Wow. That absolutely zings the tongue. That rye spice is like Pop Rocks right now. Richness still pulling forward. I'm going molasses, grape maple. That Luxardo cherry, I feel like that black cherry juice is there. A lot more dark fruits on the palate than what I feel like the nose was kind of alluding to. Yes, that black cherry was coming out, but man, there's like this really nice fig, wouldn't say horribly pronounced by any means, but that sweetness with this kind of rye spice, allspice type of vibe is kind of bringing me into almost like this fig almost. There is still kind of just that nuttiness in there, and it's not going peanut. I'm gonna go pecan. Like, I feel like it's just kind of this like sweet nut that has salt. Pecan. It's all I got there. But man, that is full bodied. You experience every bit of that proof. I don't know if I would say it drinks over. I mean, we're at 130 at that point, but boy, that is a ride. I'm gonna get sip 2, see if that dies down a little bit more, and then one peek behind the curtains a bit more. Let's do that. If you want just a heavy hitter, dark, rich pour, I doubt you find anything better, especially at the price point, than this guy right here. Man, it did smooth out. It did come down and at least finish, but what is on the palate, it hangs around a very, very long time. This great, just still molasses, dark brown sugar, your baking spices. I would almost say like maybe like a black pepper almost. Like it just kind of tingles, pops, stabs the tongue, and you're just kind of here for it right now. Nice tobacco and orange on the finish. So I thought maybe I was hinting at tobacco on the nose. It's definitely much more pronounced on the finish, but this great citrus is just nose and palate as well. That kind of balances out this earthiness. It just brings this nice complexity to it, to where, yeah, you have these great, rich, dark, deep notes all throughout, and I'm pumped for it. But you start kind of poking at other spots on the flavor wheel, and you start kind of piquing my interest a bit more. I'm going to go in for one more sip, see if anything else comes out. And I feel like we compare it to the A batch. I've seen that on shelves out here still. And if this is going to be a banger, it's probably going to still be out there as well. So let's go back, see what A did. It scored very well when I reviewed it probably February at this point. But first, sip 3, and then we'll move on to A125. It's good. I mean, that toffee continues to kind of get ramped up. There's just this nice kind of savory butteriness that overbaked caramel just starts to go into toffee in my mind, and I'm here for it. But that pecan, I could see pecan pie starting to come out, which I'm kind of a sucker for as well. Is this on C923 level? No. I mean, let's reel it in. We'll get into senses later. But in terms of this richness, I'm really excited to see how it stacks up against A125. I thought it was one of the better A batches that they have released in quite some time, actually. I don't remember how dark it actually went, so this will be a nice compare. And A may be on sale. Let's see if B is worth the upcharge at this point. We got A on the table. I'm excited to kind of revisit this. I have not done it too much. I mean, you're talking about the summer months. It's a tough reach for either of these, to be fair. A was coming in at 10 years, 7 months, so you're almost a full year apart, and 118.2 proof. So where were we? Almost 8 proof difference. Let's see if we could feel it, I guess. And yeah, I did plan ahead. We got our B batch in the double B's glass, if that's even noticeable on your phone, desktop, whatever you're watching on at this point. And we got the other one. So we'll see. Yeah, much lighter. You're going into more caramel. I could still see the toffee, but a little more vanilla. I don't even feel like I mentioned vanilla on the B batch. A batch, a little more vanilla, a little more saltiness. Even if you were getting kind of this pecan, this nice kind of nuttiness, I feel like you're getting a little more, when you're comparing them, the salt's getting just a little more elevated potentially. I'll just go salted caramel. I feel like peanut puts you down the wrong path. Your brown sugar's still there. I'm kind of regretting not saying toffee now, but I feel like this almost has a little bit more of a butteriness to it rather than like an overcooked caramel coming into like more of like a cinnamon butter, like a Texas Roadhouse that has that cinnamon butter and biscuits to where you're like, just take me now, God. The one showstopper that was on the A batch that is starting to come out a little bit more as it starts to warm up in the hand, that's a thing, I promise you. Red berries. A lot of red berries on this nose. I really enjoyed it. It goes into, these nice, what's a red berry? I mean, strawberry, raspberry, cherry. But this one, I don't feel like I get a ton of berries on the Elijah Craig barrel proofs too often. A batch brought it. I was pretty pumped about it. Let's see how it stacks up against the B batch on the palate. A batch is a nice ride. It's smooth. Could it be influenced by what B batch was coming with? Sure, absolutely. I don't think 118 proof is anything to turn your nose up at. Ultimately, it's kind of an easy sipper for what Elijah Craig barrel proof typically is. That feels kind of weird to say at 118 proof. It's easy, man. It's this nice vanilla. That berry still kind of shines through. What else we got? Those dark brown sugars. This nice caramel is there. And then at least on the finish, what kind of hangs around this palate is this nice kind of toffee and tobacco. It's good. I don't think it has the richness of what B batch has. If I was perfect world planning, if you will, these would be flip-flopped in terms of I would have rather have had B batch come out in January so I could experience it in January, February, and just that seasonal depression that you're just trying to make it through. And then I think that A batch would actually be a fantastic summer pour when you're talking about Elijah Craig barrel proof batches, to be fair. But I'm definitely going to be gravitating towards what B batch is bringing to the table. If you're signing me up for an Elijah Craig barrel proof bottle, yeah, B batch is it. That's what I want. All right, now we need to get into some scoring. Where does B batch stack up on our Whiskey of the Year rankings? Now keep in mind, even though it may potentially fall short in the census, we do revisit throughout the year to see how it opens up, make sure mood wasn't affecting us. We also do bang for the buck. If you're new to the channel, bang for the buck is we paid $75 for this in terms of specs, experience, mood, to be fair. What did we get? And we kind of have two Whiskey of the Years. Not a tie, though. God, no. Did one more revisit, just so I can remember B and not A. Then we got our census categories. This is just what is in the glass. Has no age. I don't care what I paid. Nothing. What is in the glass. I'm impressed. I'm excited. Gives me hope for the C batch. Now, granted, B batch did win Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Whiskey of the Year, Batch of the Year for me last year. So we'll see. One could hope. But ultimately, this one, a pretty good batch. We're going to go 84. I'm tempted to go more towards the 85 range, but we'll go 84. We'll see how it opens up. That's kind of what you kind of get into when it comes to these Elijah Craigs. Booker's for sure is one of those ones to where I revisit multiple times because they open up like crazy. Now, bang for the buck. This one extremely difficult to score, and I just can't bring myself to cut the category. I feel like we founded the channel on bang for the buck. Now, granted, $75, 11 plus years old is extreme value on specs alone. At $75, I feel like I just always get my money's worth, but are there better batches? Sure. This one, it's a pretty good batch. I'm going to go, it's not that I would pay that far above, even though that is part of it. But in terms of what you're getting in the glass, the specs. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 75. Yeah, I think so. I still don't really know what it takes to get like a 90, to be fair, but I just feel like when you're talking about double-digit age, barrel proof, legacy distillery, at 75 bucks, there's not a ton more value out there at this point. So even with the age coming down from that 12-year, it's still going to be value. There hasn't been a lot of batches to where I've said don't buy, but this one, should have done the B batch, but you just can't get it. But ultimately, I liked A, got high 70s if I remember right. B, tempted to go mid 80s. It's a buy. It's definitely go get it. Go. No, go now.